Okay, I'm back with part 2 of all signs for now. We had a little sound trouble in the first original um, live that we were on, and I've decided to cut my losses and just make a new one so that we can carry on properly. I'm gonna give a second for the seekers that were on the first live to kind of join me here because it's been a little bit of a technical debacle, but we're here now. Hopefully the sound is better, the experience is more smooth, and you can enjoy the messages. I really recommend to still, if you haven't, to still watch part 1 because over there we have messages for the collective, for Aries, for Taurus, and for Gemini. And those messages were really important and meaningful. And they also applied to a lot of to seekers in general. So it's a shorter one. I if you can try and get through it, it's not as bad, but it's just not comfortable. If you try to get through it for the purpose of those messages, and then I think it's worth it because I thought the messages were very potent, like really, really meaningful. And maybe it was, maybe it was to discern because they're so potent. They were so potent for the collective, for Aries, for Taurus, and for Gemini, that maybe it happened with the sound to discern because it's not for everybody. So if you feel like it might be for you or give it a chance, go to part 1. I will put it here in the info in the corner. I don't know which corner, I always forget, and in the end screen of this live. Okay. Here you are, Althea, and see. Oh, sounds is great. Knocking on wood. Yes, better so far. Yeah, now I'm going. Whenever I go live on YouTube, directly from YouTube, everything is fine. When I try to use a streaming service, which as a creator, as a YouTuber, it's very beneficial and helpful, and I want to utilize it because it gives me all kinds of tools. But if the sound sucks, it kind of misses the purpose. So um I was doing it through StreamYard. Um, I it has so many great features, but that part is really, really ruins the experience. So um, until if you know of a streaming service that is really awesome like that, that offers a free experience and but also has really great features, but doesn't like if you're a YouTuber and you're using a streaming service that you're really happy with, please feel free to recommend in the comments, and I'll explore and I'll try something new because what's the point of giving you guys messages if you can't hear it, right? Um, so yeah, so I'm going to just say it. Um, which it was a lot easier when I could just like give you information here. But if anyone is interested in in asking a question for me, from the tarot, a personal question, and want to receive the answer live at the end of once I'm finishing with all the signs, I linked below in the description box the links either to Kofi, um, which is a donation platform, and to Venmo, where you can book a live reading now for this stream. So once after I'm done, so just send the amount to either of the platform or super chat if it's more comfortable with you. If you'd rather do it here via YouTube, and just write your question in the notes, and then I'll answer you at the end. Um, Obviously, if you prefer to book a full session, then go ahead. You can link to that is also below. But we can talk now live in a more affordable manner that kind of gives an opportunity for everyone. I like to offer something for everyone to have a chance at getting whatever message they need. So yeah, we can do that. Otherwise, regardless, just kick back, enjoy the messages, the general messages. It's only if you're into that. If it's only if you're interested, I like to give the possibility. You obviously you don't have to, whatever you're feeling inclined. If you want to get a message but you don't have a specific question, that's fine too. You can just write in the note general message, or you can write a general topic, um, and I'll take it from there. Okay. All right. we did it. So timestamp this one as well. It's been a long intro. Oh, guys, you guys are so patient with me. That's just awesome. And I'll try to improve the sound for next time. We'll figure it out. We had Cancer next. My beautiful Cancerian seekers. Thank you for your patience. Here we are. Bravo, my clear voice. Yay. Okay. Cancer. What's going on with Cancer? What does Cancer need to know right now? Hi, Vanessa. Welcome. What do my Cancer seekers need to know now? Let's start with a card. Your energy feels convoluted. It's like I forget the word in English, bulan, in the ocean where there's like where it swirls and kind of takes you in, and it's like the water around the little inner inside the ocean, like water hurricane little thing. I forget how to call it. Can you tell me in the chat? Um, that's all like volatile and moving, and then but around it the water is calm. So like you walk or swim and it's like it feels calm and it feels great, and then suddenly you're taken by this force. Like when I was a kid, I was very little. I was in this vacation kind of camp thing, and we went into the beach, and all the kids and the guide were ahead of me. They kind of walked into the water, and I was behind everyone. Whirlpool title, yes, thank you. Whirlpool, that's yep, absolutely. Thank you. Riptide, yeah, whatever. Thank you guys. And I was walking behind them at a fair distance. I don't know why I was lacking behind. I don't remember, but everything was fine. And then suddenly I found myself at one moment I was above water, head above water, breathing fine, chill. And in a split of a second, I found myself underwater at a whirlpool, okay, swirling, completely helpless. I thought I was going to die. I remember thinking, but I'm so young. Why so soon? I was like just completely powerless. And it just went from, it shifted from one dimension to the other, from one experience to the other, extreme other experience in a split, in a heartbeat. Everything is fine. You're chilling. You have your friends ahead of you. You're thinking you're having a lovely day at the beach. You're a kid. You're happy. You're excited. And then suddenly you think you're going to lose your life. And I remember suffocating, right? And then suddenly, like a hand just reached down and like pulled me up. I was breathing. It was the guide, it was the instructor that was, kind of responsible for the kids, for the group. I have no idea how he knew or what made him turn back and walk all that way. I don't think it was even possible to see me above surface because I was completely underwater. Somehow, and God bless him, I don't remember him. I don't remember his name. I was very little, but he just somehow came back all the way back. And I was really behind them through the other kids and pulled me out of the water. And that was just a sensation of profound salvation, right? And it's interesting. I don't think I've ever thought of this event since then. I think it's like was just there as a memory, but never really utilized this or came back to think of it. But it was a profound experience, now that I'm recalling it. And this came out of me now for you guys, Cancer, because I feel this intense difference within your sphere of energy, these two very completely dimensional experiences, um, where you're fine, but then you're also drowning, and then you're saved. I'm intuitively feeling like the thing to mainly take from this is that even when you think you are unseen and not unguarded and not guarded, maybe not protected, um, or like people have their backs to you, they're focused on themselves, they're all the way ahead. And if you think, oh my God, if I die here, no one will even notice, kind of thing. Because that's what I felt. I thought, oh my God, if I die here, will they even notice? There were so many kids, one guide. Today that wouldn't have happened. Today there's probably you have to be like two at least, one in the front, one in the back, but those were different times. And um, so Cancer, even if you currently feel like you're somehow existing in two completely different dimensions, having two contradictory experiences at once, and you feel like you're about to just completely lose everything and no one would even mind or know, that's not the case. You're either right now or about to be yanked out of the whirlpool or tidal wave, whatever, riptide. I don't know which one applies. Um, Feel free to correct me or clarify which one you feel applies in the comment. And in a profound level of salvation. Now, water is very divine element, right? It's spirit. It's not air. People sometimes confuse thinking that the air element is spirit. The wind is also spirit, but the wind is the language of spirits, the way spirit communicates with us, the way it speaks to us. But the spirit itself is water. I'm getting so emotional. Oh my God, this is so interesting. It's very almost like a religious, miraculous, uh, profound. It's very Christian-like. The salvation, the um, look. I believe we can save ourselves, and I believe we can save each other. The whole notion of oneness consciousness is that we are fragmented aspects of this web of existence that is very unified, even if there's the illusion of separation. And so the notion that we can't save one another or support one another, that we are solely responsible for ourselves and only can save ourselves, I feel it's very partial, very only focuses on the illusionary aspect of our existence, this fragmented one. It's like, because if you think you're a man is an island and you're the only one responsible for yourself. And I'm probably annoying of some Buddhists at the moment. I'm also a Buddhist myself, so but it's like, but I find that everything is an aspect of truth and nothing is the whole truth. In order to have the whole truth, you can't treat one thing as the whole truth, because that contradicts the notion of the whole truth. Because we're fragmented, so things are aspects of. So the notion that we can save ourselves and that we're only responsible for ourselves is an aspect of. There's also we're bound to one another and bind with one another. And you can be saved by someone when you have no control. And you can save someone that has no control. It's not to encourage any like um savior complex with people who don't want your salvation, who don't want you to save them. Like be in tune, right? It's not like I was chilling on the beach. Drowning doesn't believe me. I was actually drowning. I was a child. I had no power. We're spiritual children, even as adults, even as mature spiritual adults. We still are limited in our abilities. And we can save others that need us, and we can be saved by others that we need them. And Cancer, that's what so maybe some of you have been really into I'm the only one who's responsible for myself, and I'm the only one who can save myself. Maybe that's the extreme that you needed to be on in order to balance yourself from another extreme that you were on, and maybe now you're guided to kind of learn the integration, the third path, and you're guided to allow someone to yank you out of the water if if you feel like you're drowning. Call for help. Some of you, I feel like you need help. Call for help. If you're an addict, you can't go through it alone. You need help. You need people who are capable and knowledgeable and experienced to help you. Not your loved ones and family members who love you but are enabling you because they don't have the tools or the knowledge. You need someone who has the tools and the knowledge. This is an example. Heal yourself. Have the right nutrition, the right medicine, the right, energy work, meditation, all the things. But also consult with an expert doctor that you trust after doing research, and maybe try a few, but allow yourself to have, a professional expert opinion. Thank you, Willow. Vanessa, really? Same thing happened to you? Wow. Each one, reach one, or teach one. I like that. Okay. Cancer, there was no tarot now for your message, but that was that. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Next one is Leo. Are there any Aquarians in the house? Happy birthday, anyone who's Aquarius. Any Aquarians on the chat? Not if you're watching the recording, but in the chat right now. Also, I'm seeing the amount of people in the chat, only half amount of likes. So if you want to catch up, feel free to kind of reciprocate in a very easy way. It's not like I'm asking you to save someone from drowning, which you would in a heartbeat. It's interesting how we would do the complicated, hard things in a heartbeat, but the easy things that can be also very helpful, we're like, nah. Okay. Oh, your son is Aquarius, but someone in here in the house who's an Aquarius right now. If no, that's cool. But if you're here, let me know. I'll give you a birthday gift. Okay. Leo. What's up, Leo? I don't know why this song is coming up. If it applies to someone. Kim, OMG, hi Morgainne, huge fan. Hi, thank you. I'm a huge fan of you too. There's something that you do that makes you a brilliant hero. And so I'm a fan. I don't know what that is, but I know that you do. So okay. Leo, Leo, Leo. What's up, Leo? You've been with me since the very beginning? Ah, that's so sweet. So you're an old time seeker. That's cool. Really appreciate my OG seekers. I appreciate all of you, but there's something really nice about about those of you who have been sticking around for so long. I've gone through such a process, and I've grown myself so much. It's like since Uranus went into Taurus, it's completely messed up everything. Uh, any channel members here? Or Tarot Masterclass students? By the way, I moved Tarot Masterclass from Vimeo to Patreon because Patreon doesn't require you to give out your full name and address. It's like insane. So now you can get all of Tarot Masterclass over on Patreon for purchase, or if you don't want all of it, you can have any classes you wish. There's like 90 classes, one for every tarot card and extras. And it's for wherever you're at on the journey of being a tarotchi, from beginner to mastery. I take you there, so you can either utilize it as a library and just take each class that you want. It's like they're like each class is for like just $3, and all of 90 classes are like for $100. It's really, really, really worth the while. It's been a few years, so I dropped the prices significantly, but it's still the same. My best work so far, I think. Um, and Yeah. Oh, and it's also available for unlimited streaming for channel members, by the way. So whatever platform you prefer. If you want to stream it as a channel member and then have access to other content as well, or if you just want to have it separately on Patreon the way you want it, it's up there. Yeah. So grateful for all your insight. Do have so for all your insight. Do have I OMG. I'm an Aries, Libra rising, Virgo moon, and nodes are Taurus and eighth house. Ooh. Hi Raja. Hey again. Raya, sorry, from Stockholm. Amazing. My cosmic seekers from all over the world. Inizo. How do you say your name? Again, I swear I won't be broke for much longer. Amen. For you. And you'll be abundant. Okay. Leo. High Priestess. And Eso. Gotcha. Okay. High Priestess. For Leo. Ooh. I feel like there's something that that you keep um private or even secretive for whatever reason, and it's getting a toll. It's getting its toll on you. It's like you don't know if you can keep it much longer. You don't know if you can hold on to it much longer. You feel like um you don't know if you should hold on to it, if you should keep it to yourself. What is the wise thing to do? What is the right thing to do? Kind of thing. Mm. Whose secret is it? Ask them. Unless they impose danger to themselves or others, not from how you perceive danger, but from the legal aspect of what is considered dangerous. Okay. Because then you're just imposing in a tyrannical manner your belief and hurting someone based on that. Show me more about this, please. New York, High Priestess. 7, 7, 7 of Swords and 7 of Pentacles. Don't play fetch with a dragon. Don't try to mess with, exert same level, familiar types of tactics that you utilize with other people with a dragon. This person, you can't toy with them like that. It's not, it could be the other way around. Maybe you're this high priestess and someone is trying, you're this dragon and someone is trying to play fetch with you, treating you like, this person, be it you or someone that you're dealing with, they don't show their cards, not because they're maliciously hiding something, but because they're discerning and wise and quiet. Calm waters run deep kind of thing. And their energy feels very calm. But it's like with the Cancer reading, with the water element, where you're walking in those waters, like you're walking in their energy and it feels super calm and safe. But if you, unlike the innocent child that came through for Cancer, but if someone is malicious and tries to, I don't know, say poison the water or, something like that, it will turn into a whirlpool, like that, and will strip whoever does that from there. And they'll do it like, like people who are masters at things make them look really easy. When someone makes something look really simple and really easy, but it's because they've mastered it for decades, years, if not decades, if not lifetimes. These like incredible dancers or um, musicians, like that martial artists that do things that are incredible, that seem so fluid and easy, but you try to do like an ounce of it and you're like so they effortlessly stay calm, they effortlessly deal with you, or you deal with them if that's needed. So maybe this is for you because you're dealing with this high priestess and trying this tactics, or maybe you're this high priestess and this message is for a cross watcher messing with you. Don't mess with the Zohan kind of thing. Not an energy you want to toy with. Some of you're dabbling with magic, with occult, with secrets from a place that is certain that you're ready and that you can contain it and that you know what you're doing. It seems like you're approaching it with tools that are mundane and standard and cognitive and earthy, but it's not the tools that are required. You have a toolbox, right? And it works for you on most things, but this requires a whole other type of toolbox. It's not a instruction manual that you need. It's a book of shadows that you need, but you're approaching something that you need a book of shadows to approach with a manual, because you're associating this high priest energy with like other things. So if you're dealing with like esoterica, occult, spiritual knowledge, you want to practice extreme humility. Extreme humility. Now, this is not an energy that it's not like the empress or the emperor or any of the queens or the kings where their status is, out in the open, where what their position is in society, what their role is in society. This is an energy is seemingly unassuming. This is not someone who walks around with the caption of a master or of a even expert of something. They're very like low key or unassuming seemingly. You might even think that they don't even know much, or I don't know if it's something about the way they look or where they're coming from or their status or what they do for a living. you know um it's just you would never guess the layers. And so the shock factor could be quite meaningful, and it can come back to bite you, so be very cautious. And again, if you're a cross watcher for Leo, then same thing. um I'm picking up to emphasize that it's a level of knowledge or someone that you wouldn't guess, or like unassuming. um Well, it's like the richest people in the world, the biggest billionaires, trillionaires, they just wear simple jeans and t-shirt. They don't wear the Rolex or the diamonds because they know the danger of everybody knowing how powerful they are. This person knows the danger of people knowing how powerful they are. And when I say power, again, it's like I'm picking up on people who once again read it in a mundane interpretation of what power is. I mean life force, I mean chi, key, energy, um, wisdom, aura. That's what I mean when I say power. It's like, and that overpasses other types of power. Surpasses, that's the word I was looking for. So this is a message of practicing humility so that you could even touch it. Only Daenerys Targaryen was able to walk into a active fire and not be burned to death, burned, but also walk out of it reborn with dragons, right? Any other bloke that would have done that, c'est tout. So keep that in mind. Like, keep that in mind, and then apply it however it applies, Leo. Um, okay. Next is, I love these messages. Oh my God, these readings are so awesome. I just wish the live could have been like consistent and connected to the first part. Um, oh well. Oh well. Okay. We only did 5 signs. 8 more to go. All right. Let's do now Virgo. Virgo. How's it going? Message for Virgo for now. Any moderators in the house? I keep seeing that the amount of likes is like half the amount of people in the chat. So if you guys want to help me with that throughout the live, and just do the general moderation thing, even if you're not formally a moderator, you're just in the chat and you're in the mood, that'd be helpful. And if you're doing moderating job, I recommend utilizing capital letters. Makes a difference in the chat. I haven't reached Capricorn yet. No, we're now in Virgo and we're going by order. Virgo, what's going on with Virgo? Virgo, a lot of you have been drinking, like moving into like very clean water recently, and it has helped. And maybe you've let go of fluoride I think something with your pineal gland, aka your third eye, is clearer and more focused. Virgo, what is this? Oh, interesting. This is the first love energy, romantic energy. Um, Someone is really, really overwhelmed by you. Like they have very, very deep emotional reaction experience when they think about you, when they worry about you. You're very loved by this person. I don't think you necessarily know that that's how they feel. Like I'm picking up on this person energy in relation to you. Um, and they're very sad for some reason. So maybe they feel like they lost you somehow, or they're not with you. Um, like this really deep concern and care. But then why are they not picking up the phone? Like what's the because I'm not picking up on animosity. I'm not picking up on someone that you like had a fight with or told them you don't want to see them or they you. It's like it's not that. It's something else. Um, it's like nothing is separating you, but everything is separating you at the same time. And they're not sure what to do about it or how to deal with it. So they're just focusing on feeling you and they're not actively trying to do anything or even like trying to figure it out and they're just feeling it. So why are they not trying to do something about it? What is this everything and nothing that is between Virgo and this person? Ten of Pentacles and Six of Pentacles. Some of them it's like work or heritage or family. Um, but it's not. They have a lot to give you, but they're bound from they think they can't give you everything that they can or want to give you. It's like they feel like they have to measure it and be discerning or specific or intentional about what it is that they express or show you, even though they have all of this, multi-dimensional layers to give and that they want. This comes from a very positive place. It's like water that wants to nourish a tree, but think, oh, maybe it will be too much water. But the tree's like, no, it's not too much water. It's not. It's not even the tree that says so. It's not that you're saying anything. It's like the reality is, it won't be too much water. It will be what the tree requires water. And giving it water will be fine. But for some reason, they think, oh, it might be too much water. Like, but it's from their perspective of it that is influenced by a distance. Okay, bear with me. When a pilot flies an airplane from the sky and they look down to the earth and and there's a tree there, but it will look like a little dot or a little plant from the perspective of where they're at. So to them, this plant couldn't possibly require too much water, or maybe it will drown it, but that's because they don't see it as the tree that it is that can absolutely contain that amount of water and more some, and then some. They perceive you as from a certain gap, from a certain distance, they perceive you in a manner that isn't accurate to you or to your condition or to what you can or cannot contain and so forth. But they mean very well. Like it's the pilot is like thinking, oh, I can't pour too much water there because it will drown the little plant. But it's like it's not a little plant, it's a huge tree, and maybe it's burning, and more water will actually be exactly what it needs. So it's like a misread of reality because they don't acknowledge or understand that their perspective is coming from a place that is inaccurate to what you're experiencing or what you are. Um, Whereas if they were on the ground, eye level, talking to you or listening to you, seeing you, hearing what you need, they would just know that you're a tree that can absolutely contain this amount of water, even needs this kind of amount of water, right? So they're not expressing themselves to you emotionally. They're not showing you how they feel, saying how they feel because they worry that it might cause damage or would be too much or will create imbalance when it's that is the thing that ironically creates imbalance because it's when they don't want to give too much, they end up giving too little. But the intent is it's not because they're lazy or cheap. They're very thoughtful. They actually really, really care about doing things right with you, but they just really need it. Look, I feel like, and if you're a cross watcher that feels this way about a Virgo sun, moon, rising, by the way, um, it comes from a level of vanity, from a level of patronizing. Like the pilot looking at the tree, seeing it as a plant is like flying from above. And it's like, so maybe it's from a place of status or a level of arrogance in relation that has to do with them in relation to you. Like maybe they think that they know exactly who and what you are and what you need, but because of their position or because of who they are, or they assume that they're correct. Well, I'm this and that, so I must be right. So I must know what's best for Virgo more than the Virgo. You might be a tree that is like trying to tell the pilot, I'm not a little plant, I'm a tree. Like you might be actually, maybe you actually said that or are saying that. But it's like, oh, no, 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 you little plant, you cutie, you think of yourself as a tree. Oh, but if they just land from their high horse, they'll see that you're not just a tree, you're like this magnanimous oak tree. And outside their plane, they're just like a regular human looking at this. Like the reality might even be the opposite, that you, Virgo, have a broader understanding of the situation than they do, maybe um, a greater capacity to comprehend the situation, but they assume that they have it because of a position that they're in that gives them a higher perspective, but that's actually a distorted perspective. The pilot perceives themselves as having a higher perspective because they're flying from above, but everything is relative. So it's actually a distorted perspective. Wow, Virgo. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Well, I hope I hope this was helpful, and I hope whatever crosswatcher that is watching this is having a sense of understanding or enlightenment about this. Um, I feel the need to say that because the readings have been so potent in this live, just take what you, if you feel, if you're not the specific sign or not dealing with that specific sign, but you feel deeply like the message really resonates, just take it. And if you don't, just leave it. Like, trust your instincts. Um, okay. Next is Libra. I need another cookie. These are amazing. They're pretty somewhat expensive in regular grocery stores, but if you go to a grocery outlet, which is probably like my favorite place, because they have amazing foods and really great brands for like incredible prices. Not sponsored, but I would love to sponsor grocery outlet. I would love it if grocery outlet would want to sponsor me because they're great. And I go there anyway all the time. So it's like super important to me to only potentially advertise or be sponsored by things that I like really relate with, try myself, can vouch for. Like these amazing vegan cookies. Libra. Message for Libra for now. Some of you are like, I just want to sit and eat cookies. That's your message. I understand. No judgment here. Can you tell I'm a Taurus? Taurus sun. I have other signs in my chart, like we all do. Libra, where are you? Where's your energy? All I'm getting is cookies, and that's probably because I'm projecting myself. What's going on, Libra? Libra, where are you? Where is Libra? Page of Wands. Queen of Pentacles and Temperance. Sagittarius energy is coming through for you guys in Taurus. Land, soil, earth, but movables can be sand. Walk barefoot. Libra, a lot of you really need to walk barefoot in nature. Dip your feet in the river. Walk barefoot on the grass and sand. Take those ions in, absorb the elements. You need to stop thinking from your mind and thinking through your body. Let your body process information. It's not an analytical thing that you're familiar with. A balancing act. It is a balancing act, but it's a different type of it's an energetic one. You don't reach these conclusions by utilizing your brain or your logic or your sense of self in relation to the world. This is something else. So in order for you to practice that way of thinking, you need to really kind of immerse yourself in nature. And it doesn't have to be that you don't have to go to the woods, to the forest, or hike something crazy. You can just go outside your backyard and be barefoot and sit around with your feet on the ground. Hi, my life. Welcome. Oh, one Libra is in the desert. Another Libra is shoveling snow. Well, you're in the elements, that's for sure. If you're trying to work on your intuition, on channeling, on receiving messages, it's not going to come to you from specifically for you in this reading. It's not going to come for you from thinking about it or planning it or imagining it or doing anything to do with you. It's going to come from letting go, physical, in the moment, what gives you joy right now. Okay, so that maybe that's why cookies came, like it wasn't just subjective because that's what I'm doing, but literally you're like, I feel like if you feel like you want to have a cookie, have the cookie. Don't think about it. And give yourself constant physical, immediate gratification. Yes. No delayed gratification, immediate gratification. Listen to your body. Even if it makes no sense or isn't necessarily the healthiest, I'm not referring to anything hazardous, like God forbid drugs or anything like that. Right? Within the spectrum of benevolence to the bare minimum, no harm. Okay. You've been in front of the screen, you have a little headache, think to yourself, maybe I need fresh air. Don't think about it. Don't just finish up what you're doing. Just immediately get up, go outside, breathe fresh air. Like it's gonna really affect somehow your intuitive body and your understanding, like your senses, your central senses. Because you're about to go on a new adventure, explore something, maybe travel or maybe just like learning something. And it's going to be a skill or an approach that will be required for that. So you want to practice it live. Hi, into the light. Oh my God, feel like I haven't seen you guys in so long. Welcome back or welcome. I don't know. Hi. Yeah. Immediate gratification will, in your case, for this reading, for this purpose, this is not applicable forever for everyone. Okay. Is what is required now. Immediate physical gratification. Not in any way an excuse to impose yourself onto someone else. Never use my messages to excuse violent behavior, God forbid, right? The barefoot, the cookie, the rest, the fresh air, the going for a walk. drop everything and do the thing that your body calls and your gut calls on, and that will wake something up in you. And I feel like that's how spirit or your angel guides want to speak to you now, through your body, through your physical senses, through worldly natural resources. um, Eat fresh vegetables, ideally straight from the soil. Drink clear water, and keep a very open mind. Interesting. Be adventurous. Make it like a spiritual practice. Okay, Libra, that was the message. Good luck. Okay, I need a break from the cookie so that I feel like it served its purpose. Next is Scorpio. Hmm. Hi, Scorpio. How you doing? Let's get going. You're welcome. What's going on with Scorpio for now? I'm picking up on shock and disgust. Some of you are like really surprised and shocked to find something out, or to have a newfound perspective on something that it's not positive. You don't like it. You don't like what you're finding out, what you're discovering, what you're seeing. You're like, oh, no, 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 this is not good. This is not for me. This does not represent me. This does not speak for me. This is not what I thought this was. You're not what I thought you were. This is not what I thought it was. This place is something, but it's like sudden this like, and Eight of Cups, the bottom of the deck, it's like you're walking away from something and you're like not even tempted to look back, because this experience had a profound effect on you. You're like, oh no, no, no. It's like once you get to that place, Scorpio, there's no really going back from it with you. Like once you have that cringe, right? It's like it can't be undone. um, the chariot, you're out the door. You're like on the go. You're not even waiting for an explanation, for a conversation. You don't want to hear it. You don't want an explanation. You don't want to hear the reasons. You're like, there's no excuse. There's no reason. There's no explanation for whatever this is. I can't be a part of that. I can't be okay with that. I gotta get out of here, kind of thing. And so you're out and on the go with the purpose. Um, I'm feeling up on indignation. Um, not like necessarily in a bad way. Maybe it's completely legitimate. I don't know, but it's like you're like, I need time for myself. I need to go through this by myself. I can't interact with anyone. I need to process this alone. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome. Howdy. And whatever this is that made you feel this way, or whoever this is, they're not coming on board. Maybe this is someone that was supposed to come with you somewhere, or was supposed to do something with them, but now it's like, sorry, catch a ride with someone else or do that separately. And you're going on a journey of trying to process. For some of you, it's how did I not see this until now? Don't be too judgmental with yourself, because we can only comprehend what it is that we have the capacity to comprehend. If someone speaks to you in a language you haven't learned or you don't understand, doesn't matter how intelligent and lovely you are, you won't get it until you learn the language. So maybe recently you've learned how to look at something or to understand something. You've gained newfound tools, and now you're seeing something from a place of like more broad understanding of things, and you're like, oh, whoa, oh, whoa. So your heart was in the right place. It wasn't from a place of malice, whatever you cooperated with, whatever you were a part of, but now you can't unsee it now that your eyes are open. And I feel like some of you are taking the time to kind of try to reassess how come you didn't know, or how come you didn't learn that sooner, or maybe maybe it was like a very propagandist type of vilifying information or misinformation that made you an unwilling bad guy, right? And you're like, how did I not know better? How did my intuition or my instinct not show me better? So it creates a level of like self-reflection and trying to kind of figure out what went wrong. So it will lead to even broader awareness. So that's a good thing in and of itself. And so it's a good lesson for life, you know? Picking up for some of you, it's a lesson about wrong versus right, good versus evil. Like some of you are learning that evil doesn't wear horns, that it can be very uh, mischievous and sneaky. You know, someone can be really, really sweet and fun and awesome and educated and polite and pleasant to be around until suddenly they spew this uh, insane like amount of like hate-based or ignorance-based like rhetoric that is just fundamentally wrong and warped, and you're like, whoa, you're just sitting here next to me like an unassuming innocent person, and now you're saying all these nonsense, and it's like, and just to clarify, because some of you might misuse the message, you know for a fact that what they're saying is wrong, and a fact is not reading about something in a book, so now it's a fact. That doesn't constitute as a fact. There are books are written by human beings. Some of them are true and some of them are not. Some of them have good intent and some of it have like some sort of an agenda there. Let's just say it this way. If someone needs to warp the reality in order to convey their ideas or push their agenda, their ideas and agendas are not worth conveying or pushing, right? Only if you're able to truly and realistically and facts on the ground, boots on the ground, if you can convey the reality as it is, and that supports your ideas and purpose and goals, great. If you gotta warp it and change it and kind of round up the corners, like or half a truth is a whole lie. If you have to master the art of half a truth in order to convey what it is, whatever picture you're trying to give, to create, then it's wrong. So you're either waking up to having done that, some of you, and some of you are like realizing someone next to you has been doing that to you and kind of pulling you unwillingly into this like pile of nonsense that you didn't know you were a part of. And the wake up is uncomfortable yet powerful and good for you. Proud of you. It requires a lot of strength and courage and wisdom. Okay, good luck, Scorpio. Next is Saggy. Hey, Saggy. How's it going? Message for Sagittarius, please. For now, what does Saggy need to know? Five of Swords. One more for Saggy. And Knight of Pentacles. What's going on with Sag for now? There's like a choice that you need to make. It's kind of a damned if I do, damned if I don't kind of thing. That you're trying to delay the decision, postpone it so that you can maybe gather more information or have more time to make a more secure decision that you're feeling fully right with. And but I'm picking up that only actions will generate more information and more understanding on what's the best course of action. Like, you got to make the first step. And the good news is you can always come back and try something different or take a different approach if you realize that whatever step you chose to take maybe it wasn't the best thing. So the guidance is to do something, and anything is better than nothing. Nothing is the worst option in this case. You can't stay on the fence. That not inaction is also an action that leads to consequences. And a lot of times when people face, challenging, uncomfortable decisions, they just choose to opt out and let something decide for themselves. And sometimes it's the right call, but sometimes it just causes more mess and more harm. In this case, something needs someone needs to do something, even if it's a little thing, even if it's a small gesture, um, a symbolic attempt. It will get the ball rolling. Because I pick up that in order to do something, anything in the situation, you got to admit to something that you're not comfortable admitting. Maybe admitting that you were wrong about something, maybe putting yourself in a situation where you might have to be held accountable for something. It's like it comes with a level of risk or discomfort, but that's the only way out. The only way out is in, is by acknowledging the situation. If the case may be that you feel like you were wrong about something and if you've created a level of damage, then fixing it. This is something that requires attentive, intentful, active, practical fixing. Okay, so let's say you spread a rumor accidentally. You didn't mean to. You thought you were correct. So you thought you were doing the right thing. And it turned out that you slandered someone, or that you just caused harm, or that it wasn't your business, wasn't yours to, or it wasn't as bad as you translated it as. Something like that. Damage was done. And if you just tell yourself, well, I regret it, and then leave it at that, it doesn't mean anything, because this shows that you have the power to undo it, or to change it, or to fix it, or to heal it, or to improve it, or to alleviate some of the damage. You have the practical ability to do that. So you have the opportunity to utilize that. So the advice is to do so. Otherwise, this yucky situation will continue and continue creating harm and pain. Like, this is an ongoing situation that needs to be actively stopped, or fixed, corrected, course corrected. It's like you had something digressed by doing something, um, and you had something digress from the path that it was on, and it created this convoluted mess. And you can redirect it, you can detangle it. But again, I feel like I know I'm reiterating, but I feel like you guys really need this to, like, you really need to get this. Like, it requires an active action, something that you can do to improve it. It will be the right thing, the spiritually right thing. I don't know why the phrase. I'm not sure how it applies, but well, it could apply because maybe you were judgmental about a situation. So I get the Rumi's quote from one of his poems. Out beyond ideas of right versus wrong, there is a field. I will meet you there. So maybe you've done something or said something from a place of perceiving right versus wrong, and you acted upon it. It created damage because the right and the wrong of the situation were, um, it wasn't the way you, what am I, what is the right thing here to say? The accurate thing to say. It came from a convoluted understanding of right versus wrong. So what you perceived as doing the right thing was actually the wrong thing in that situation. It made technically, like, the dry law said it was the right thing, but in the spiritual law, in the cosmic law, in the karmic, dharmic, um, moral law, it was very wrong. And you can fix it, you can change it, you can undo it. The energy will not move, will not change. You will not be able to energetically move on from this unless you do this act to correct it, because this also convolutes you. It created an entanglement, a karmic entanglement. It created a digression from a path of some sort that was on, it was, the wheels were in motion, you kind of put a stick into it, and that was like, we have free choice, and spirit was like, oh, something like that. So I'm getting it very strongly, actually, Saji. Fix it. Fix it. Okay. Persian cat. Hi. Um, you can write it on a piece of paper and just tape it in the background for each sign as you go. Then we don't have to guess what sign you're on. Just a thought, as I've noticed other readers do this. Or you can just, listen. Or if you want people to not have to guess, you can timestamp. Or you can do it yourself. Follow your own advice and let us do what we do. Okay. Thank you, Sagittarius. Good luck. I hope it was helpful. Next is Capricorn. Capricorn. Someone is like, where's Capricorn? Someone is looking for you. They're like, they don't know where you are. And you're like, that's okay. They don't need to know what I'm doing all the time. They don't have to know. I can keep it a secret. I can have my privacy. I can have my own little world. But they're looking for you, or they're trying to kind of figure out what it is that you're up to. What is Capricorn up to? What is Capricorn up to? Ooh, you're working with some energies. You're like expanding your perspective. Some of you are doing Tai Chi. You're like you're doing like energy work to kind of realign chakras and meridians. Or maybe you're guided for Tai Chi. moving meditation, sports, martial arts, outdoor work, tai chi. These are yoga, whatever works for you. These are things, qigong, just keep throwing stuff out there. Those are things that could be for some of you riding horses, okay, could be very helpful for you when it comes to energy and energy alignment and healing of your aura, um, balancing chakras, Reiki. But Reiki, sure, but I'm picking up something physical that is a combination of combining physicality with energy. I just said martial art. I just remembered that the new season of Cobra Kai is out, and I'm so excited to binge watch it. Like, I geek on karate and anything Karate Kid or Cobra Kai. Like, oh my God. It's like, just the thought that soon I'll just sit and watch it and binge it makes me so happy. I don't know. The little joys in life. Anyway, sorry. I digress, but not really. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you want to watch Karate Kid, or maybe you want to start martial arts, or something that combines physical movement with energy work, with ancient philosophy. Capricorns, it's like so good for you, right? Your cardinal earth. Mo Physical movement is like very good for you. Capricorns who are not athletics are missing out on just really a great way to express themselves and to feel balance. Um, Capricorn. Page of Cups and Six of Cups. Something to do with childhood, children, nostalgia, poetry. Um, some of you want to apologize to someone from your past. You're perceiving things from a softer, more compassionate place now, and you're feeling a bit nostalgic, and feeling your heart space opening up, and something about how things went down. Um, you feel like you want to, I don't know if you want to apologize or express yourself or just kind of share with the person your perspective on the situation or give them. Some of you, I feel like you want to give someone like more context to something that has happened that maybe has affected them, but they don't know the whole story, and you feel like it's only fair to give them that information, and then they can do whatever they want or not do. But you feel like it's unjust for them to not know, and you feel like you should not have maybe kept it to yourself. Some of you didn't mean it, like you wanted to tell them, but you couldn't, or you felt insecure, or you were scared, and now you have a more, a better understanding of the situation, and you feel like you're able to. So maybe you want to reach out, maybe you're planning on email or texting or whatever, whatever applies, but it could be the other way around, that someone feels the same way towards you. There's innocence coming through here, so I feel like someone's innocence has been like someone's innocent heart, or this is someone that th- that is like they wear their heart on their sleeve or something, and there has been a situation that either took advantage of that or disrespected that or hurt them for it, and it's like there's a level of regret and remorse. um Angus, I was thinking to do yoga classes in open areas in the national forest. Awesome. Yeah, go for it. Okay, a little bit more about this for Capricorn to sum it up, tie it up. Five of Pentacles. You feel like you don't know if there's a point because like maybe there's no going back, or maybe there's no fixing it, or what's the point? The point is not the point. Unlike in Sagittarius with Saggy, that they were guided to fix something that can be fixed and changed. With you, it's more so like giving a emotional resolve to someone in just what they rightfully, um, just what the situation, what they're worthy of. Okay, so it could be just an apology or an explanation, and it can't come from a place of expecting them to respond a certain way, expecting them to want to be in touch again, expecting them to forgive, whatever. It can't come from a place of expectation, can't be about you and how it will affect you and how it will benefit you and how it will give you what it is that you prefer to receive. The guidance is do it for the sake of doing what is right and leave it at that. And whether they'll answer you or not, doesn't matter. They'll read it. Whether they'll forgive you or not, it's not about you. It's about, having that thing given to them, right? Um, so it's not about that. So the cards are like purposely saying nothing will come out of it so that you don't approach it with a purpose, rather just with a um, intent of improvement, right? Or of healing, giving them healing. Oh, and let them do whatever they need to do with it or not. Okay. So good luck, Capricorn. And it could be that someone it could be the other way around, although I'm feeling like it's not the case, although it could be for some of you. And then don't worry about feeling obligated to respond or to give them whatever, or don't feel obligated to forgive, don't feel obligated to be back in touch unless it's what you want to do, right? Accept the gesture and and then carry on. Okay, good luck, Capricorn. Right, next is Aquarius, and then Pisces, and then Ophiuchus. And then we're done. Okay. This has been long message. To come more prepared next time. Okay. Aquarius, happy birthday. How are you? Three of Pentacles. Emperor, King of Pentacles. Such serious industrial energy. Aquarius. Very Saturnian, very strong. There's a man in your life, and it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, but especially if you're a woman, it doesn't matter. There's a man in your life that has a significant position of power, could be power over you. Maybe it's your boss. Maybe it's your spouse that has, they hold the power for all the resources and the finances. Um, maybe it's an acquaintance, a partner. Um, look, they're strong, they're great, you're learning a lot, you're building things together, but it's important to not forget that you're a part of this too, and you get to have a say too, and you're not just a follower in this. I feel like you've been a follower in the life of this person for so long, and they had so much power over you, and it's always what they say, it's always their say. And it's not because, and it's not a problem per se because they're wrong or because they're not good at leadership or because they don't know what they're doing. I think they really know what they're doing and they're really on top of things. But the thing is, it's imbalanced. You also know what you're doing. You're also on top of things. Just sometimes you have a different perspective. Sometimes you have a different hue to add to the situation. Making things, you can make things a bit more creative, a bit more fluid. There are different ways to build something. It can be a lasting, strong foundation that is just designed a bit differently. You can add your approach, your flavor, your unique style. So don't hesitate with kind of stepping forward and be like, actually, I have another thing that I like, not from an argumentative place, a place that wants to add, a place that wants to partake, hey, I get that this can work really well, but I think this way can also work well. And I would love to have my little fingerprint in this creative situation. And it's that it won't just be technically my name added, but that I'm actually also creatively and actively am a part of this. And I want to feel like I'm more included in the process. So I feel like some of you are guided to kind of exert. You got to assert that it's not going to be given to you from them, and it's not from a place of that. It's not malicious. They're very strong. They're a leader. They're used to having people do as they say. So it's kind of natural to them. It's just what they assume. They don't tend to ask when they ask for other people's opinion or what do they think. Hey, what do you guys think about this idea? That they don't actually expect to have someone to say something that contradicts them or that adds and to have that included. They're kind of used to people either agreeing automatically because of maybe of their status or their position, or they're used to like listening, you know, doing the listening, but then so that you get the impression that you feel, so that you get the feeling that you're included, so that you get the feeling that you're heard, so that you get the feeling that what you say also counts, but then they don't actually go with it. So it's just a show. They think, I think they perceive it as actual inclusion. They perceive listening, but then still doing whatever they want to do as inclusion, which is funny. So maybe they need a little bit of a reminder that listening and then also applying and action and including in actuality, that's real inclusion. So someone needs a reminder. They're not malicious about this. It's just, I feel like you and possibly also others have been giving this person power for so long. They've never encountered resistance, and that's dangerous. I'm not saying be argumentative. I'm not saying that if they're saying something super accurate to come with something that makes no sense and then argue over it. Things still need to function properly. I'm saying if you have something that also will do well and also will function and is also true, it's just a different perspective or different creative approach, there's room for that. Or maybe integrating the two perspective or three or four, whatever applies. Raya, thank you so much. You're the best. You're the best. You're welcome. Okay. Ah. Good luck, Aquarius. Pisces. Pisces. What's going on with the shuffling? Ooh, you have the North Node in your sign. You had Neptune. Then Saturn was added. And now the North Node. Now you have North Node, Neptune, and Saturn. And currently, as I'm recording this, also Mercury. Your energy is really, really emphasized. There's a lot going on. All eyes on you kind of thing. Message for Pisces for now. I'm hearing Daredevil. You a Daredevil? There's a show, a really cool show called Daredevil that I really like. I mean, it's cute. It's not Oscar worthy, but it's cute. It's fun. What is this? Message for Pisces. Queen of Swords. Speaking of Daredevil, the Devil, Strength, Knight of Pentacles, and Six of Swords. There's an opportunity to attain or gain something here for you, Pisces, but you want to approach it with respect and simplicity. Like, if there's any level of strong desire or for some greed, or like a strong want, that's not, it's going to be countered with sharp, cutting, cold logic that will cut it off. So you want to kind of have the more balanced, tempered approach, respectful approach. I'm picking respect is very important. No, these two. And tempered, like be in the moment. This is very much combination of being in the moment. Be in the moment, be um respectful, be courteous, don't be demanding or wanting. It's not gonna be, don't be too overly anything, really. No, if this is a job, if this is a friendship, if this is romance, whatever the case may be, eagerness will be kind of a deterrent. But also don't be like tempered and balanced from a place of as a tactic to get what it is that you want. This imbalance needs to just kind of be, it came out to just kind of serve as a reflection possibly, but this is just the true and honest positive approach to take for whatever situation this is. And then that would lead the best, most highest potential and best results for everyone involved. So if this is a creative process, don't try to overly exert what you want from a place of, I'm a creative and I need to be heard at all costs. That's narcissism. You can be a creative that, is also respectful to other people's creativity, process, style, and then you can apply that to pretty much everything. Those of you who are tempted to have an approach of entitlement to something, it will really, really not be taken well. Yeah, so calm, cool, kind, balanced, easygoing. That's it. That was very simple and very specific, so I hope it was good enough for you guys. But thank you, Pisces. Okay, last but not least is Ophiuchus. What's going on, Ophiuchus? Mr. Ophiuchus. Oh, wow. Three of Swords and Justice. There's no compromising when it comes to your heart and your well-being. Don't fight for people who won't fight for you. That's important. Cut out of your life anything that continuously and consistently is hurtful to you and that disregards your feelings for a higher thing. Let's say someone constantly puts their ideologies or values or belief system or religion, whatever, above your heart, above what it does to you, and they keep sacrificing it because you're not as important. Okay, great. That's their, if they have something that is so important to them in their life, or other things, including yourself, or don't mean as much, and they feel that it grants them, their priorities. They feel like it's okay for them to kind of dismiss you or hurt you or bail on you or not show up last minute or say hurtful things, whatever the case may be, because of a higher cause, a higher purpose. You get to also have priorities in your life. You get to prioritize your heart and say, okay, you can't be in my life. Go prioritize that thing that you prioritize. I wish you all the best. Good luck, but then you can't be in my life. You you can't be the last on the list, if even on the list. of priorities of someone. And someone will say, well, someone has to be last on the list. Yeah, but whoever wants to be last on the list can be that. You don't, just because someone has to be last on the list doesn't mean it has to be you, right? Could be you if that's the life that's the path that you want to choose for yourself, but it is a choice. And I don't think there's anything virtuous about self-sacrificing for no good reason. I mean, they can continue prioritizing whatever they believe in without you in their life. If you're last on the list or not even on the list, then they're not going to really notice that you're gone. That's the truth, the uncomfortable truth. Um, people who have you first, or like in their priority, or like somewhere high in their priority, they're going to notice when you're gone. But if it doesn't matter, then you should not be on that list. And you think to yourself, well, if I'm on the list and I can get to the top, can you? Because if you can, cool. Like if it's like a corporate situation where you climb up the ladder and you get promoted with the years, okay, and you want to be there, of course, you got to start somewhere. Go for it. But if this is something to do with like a relationship, for example, or like a family member that continues to scapegoat you and sacrifice you in the name of other things, and you're always like no, you don't have to do that to yourself. And picking up that it's really hitting home, like some of your heart space are really like gets hit by is getting hit by this message, and it's like that's just confirmation. And don't logicize, analyze, analyticalize your heart. Don't be like, well, this is hurtful to me, but I shouldn't be hurt by that because objectively, everybody has the right to have their priorities. True, apply it to yourself. You also have the right to have your priorities. And maybe your priority now is to be honored and to have your heart, you know, cared for and revered because it's beautiful and important. Apply your own life. If your righteous logic is you only apply it to other people, but you don't apply it to yourself, then what does it mean? Then you're not really thinking that way. You're just using it as an excuse to stay. What did I say? You're just using it as an excuse to stay somewhere that hurts you. If this was a good friend of yours, or a sibling that you care about, what would you have told them? What would you tell them? You would tell them to cut it out because you would hurt seeing them hurt, right? So be hurt seeing yourself hurt. Admit to yourself that you're hurting. Admit to yourself that something is hurtful for you. Don't let your ego tell yourself that you shouldn't be hurt by it or that you're above it, that you're not bound by your emotions. What? Newsflash, you're a biological human. Yes, you are. And if you completely cut out your feelings and your emotions, of course you can be existing in the world, but are you alive? And are you playing your dharma? Or are you just putting the process in stop motion? And then at one point you'll have to continue from where you left off. Because that stop motion of me being above and superior to my spirit is superior to my heart. No, it isn't. Your heart is your spirit. Your heart is your spirit. Your heart is the way spirit speaks to you and for you and to you. So, and from you. So if you detach yourself from that, even if it's in the name of being like spiritually enlightened and strong and not attached, you're just stopping the process and you're sitting and not progressing. And then, okay, if you're starting a painting and you painted a part of it, and then you're like, you just stop and you come back to it a year later, did the painting continue painting itself? Is it like a ready masterpiece? No. You got to continue from where you left off. You just stalled. You didn't. approach it from a higher way of painting the painting. You just stopped painting. That makes no sense, right? But it's the same thing. When you bulldoze your heart, when you deny yourself, when you ignore yourself, when you sacrifice yourself, it's just putting swords in your heart. There's nothing holy or righteous or advanced about it. Cut the sacrificial lamb thing. It's not working here. It doesn't feel spiritual. It feels performative to garner um, recognition as someone who sacrifices their feeling for the greater good or for someone else. It's pure ego at the expense of your heart, guised as intelligent, spiritual, mature, non-attachment. It's like it's the shadow aspect of Buddhism, and I can say that because I'm a Buddhist, also a Buddhist. It's the shadow aspect of Buddhism. Okay, where you take every connection and make it attachment. Not all connections, not every connection is an attachment. Not all vision is delusion, right? Otherwise, what's the point? So, I hope this was helpful. I hope this gave you a good kick in the booty, a wake up call. Right. You guys are awesome. Thank you for sticking through this. Check out the description box for the fun. Stay magic. Stay true. I love you. Bye for now.